from nice, blistery cold Kuwait. It's 52 degrees here, and that's cold. I've got Sergeant Baker here with me in the office, and she's wearing 2 sweatshirts, and we're inside. And I got Sergeant Bohannon, and she is wearing 2 sweatshirts and a hat, and we're inside. And I've got my Christmas stocking cap on. I'm all in the Christmas spirit. And so I just want to tell you guys Merry Christmas and happy holiday greetings from the soldiers in the command of the 371st. We have had an outpouring of generosity and love from our families and supporters. To date, we have received over 12,000 packages, which is on the average since we've been here about 70 packages and letters a day. Wow. So that has gone up. I think I reported last time around 6,000, so it's almost doubled since the last time we talked. Chief Haggard has had over 200 packages delivered from several different organizations, and those go to our resiliency center and get distributed for all of our soldiers to come in, and also soldiers all throughout the post come into that resiliency center. We'll take care of any soldier. If he has a need and we have it available, obviously we're going to take care of him. So we have transient soldiers that come in to that area, and for folks that send toothpaste and deodorant and those kind of things, sundry items, we have that. Sergeant First Class Kennedy has received about 150 packages from the Lima Husky Refinery. They have been a great supporter. So there's all kinds of Husky refinery gear around. I got a hat. Matter of fact, the sweater I have is from Lima Husky Refinery. So we appreciate that support. First Sergeant Covert received about 60 boxes or more from Procter & Gamble. I think that was in care of Sergeant First Class Anucci. I'm not sure if he's retired yet or still there, but we appreciate his employer. Chaplain Lewis has received about 56 boxes of just stocking stuffers from several different churches, and he'll be stuffing individual stockings for our soldiers for Christmas. The Blue Star Mothers of Troy, Ohio, has sent us about 54 boxes, and some of those boxes are like $28 a piece to ship. So it's not your normal just small care box. They're pretty good size. So we really appreciate that. Like I said, our resiliency center is stacked full of holiday Christmas cookies, toiletry items, and everything you could imagine. I would say, I can tell what the families what to do, but I can tell you I have enough stuff on my shelf in here where I could probably barricade the door and eat sugar and trail mix and protein bars and cheese crackers for probably a good week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. So I have plenty. I will report that Thanksgiving was a great meal, many traditional dishes and desserts. And the officers of the 371st and all the other brigades and battalions served that meal to our soldiers, which was great to see them come through the line and just be that type of family, that kind of type of family gathering. So I'm sure that the same thing will happen around Christmas, and we'll bring that same kind of cheer. There's a couple things going on for our soldiers. We have all kinds of church services from every different denomination that you could think of. If it's out there, there is some service, and if there's not a service for it, then I'll be surprised. So your loved ones will be their ministry needs are being met, and if they're not, then they need to step forward and let us know, because our chaplain will definitely put on a service for them if it's just for several different soldiers. They're very good at that. We have a Christmas Eve Jingle Bell 5K run coming up, and followed by the very next morning we have the Christmas Day Santa 5K run. So we had a half marathon today. It's the Air Force half marathon. It got weathered out, and so they reran it today. Last weekend we ran the St. Jude's half marathon. And we're looking forward to, I think in January, there's 2 more half marathons. So there's all kinds of, for folks that are runners that want to get out there, lose a little weight and exercise, there's plenty of folks that have dropped a lot of weight. I think we have dropped almost, when we did our last weigh-in, we've dropped almost 1,000 pounds total. Now, that might not seem like much, but one section, and I won't tell you which section that is, have decided that they're going to drink all kinds of protein shakes, and they're going to get big. They're going to get blown up while they're over here. And they've been in the gym, lifting weights. Let's see them out there running. And so they've kind of hampered our weight loss program because those guys are gaining weight as much as almost anybody's losing it. So but they've done a good job. It's not that they're getting overweight. It's just they're getting in shape. We've already had some shopping bazaars that came to Camp Arif John for the Christmas. We've had several country music singers. One came last weekend, and then we have a couple more famous country music singers, and I couldn't tell you what their names were. I had to look. What is it? Kelly Pickler, I guess, is one of them, I'm being told. Do you remember who the other one is? Daryl Worley was here. Kelly Pickler, and then there was one other female that was here, and I wasn't here. I was at the range. We've had several Christmas tree lightings on post. I mean, I have elves, Santa's helpers there, and I think they blew some confetti and stuff for snow, because it definitely is not cold enough to snow here, but it definitely is cold to us. And I know that when we get back, even though it'll be in March, we'll still be freezing cold. And I guess we'll still be happy to get back. I'm sure we'll find some way to stay warm. We're getting ready to send several of our soldiers pretty soon back to do the culminating training exercise for the folks that are going to replace us. So what that means to us is we're getting short. We're already starting to do our planning to come home. I know that the 30-day event, I just went in and reviewed. There's a lot of soldiers that are signed up for that 30-day event. If you don't know what I'm talking about right now and you're sitting in the room, honey, I already signed us up, Carrie, so, don't worry if I didn't say anything to you. We're already signed up. I got that taken care of. But for everyone else, if your spouse, your significant other has not been talking to you about that, ask them that question, about the 30-day event. The 60-day event, there's a couple of different venues that they're trying to get for us, so like a singles retreat, an education employment for those folks that come back and either are underemployed or unemployed altogether, as well as some financial planning, laugh your way marriage enrichment classes. So there's a couple things to choose from. We're trying to narrow it down. There's only a couple weekends, obviously, in May, because the other holidays that happen in May. So there's only a couple weekends that we have to choose from. So we're being very careful to try and get the right venues for our soldiers. And then obviously we know when the 90-day event's going to be, and that's going to be our dining out event. So that's kind of what I have from here. I can tell you that we went to the range last week. Most of the soldiers got a chance to brush up on their shooting skills, and the main day of the range, it was so windy. I kid you not, it was so windy. I think I lost one layer of skin due to sandblasting. A lot of soldiers had a lot of issues, but as soldiers do, they carried on. They pulled corrective actions, and we had a pretty good range day. In the afternoon, it turned out to be real well. Folks had a chance to fire 2 and 3 times to make sure that they were proficient with their weapon systems, and so that was good. I can't tell you, our soldiers are doing such great work, and they're trying to stay focused on the tasks at hand. But I know, like me, I know that even though Thanksgiving is in the past already, I look at Christmas and New Year's, and I wish I was home with my family. I miss my family. I miss my boys. I miss Carrie. It's that time of year. I'm telling you that we're looking out for your soldiers, for your loved ones. We're talking to them. We can't be home for Christmas. We know that, so we're trying to do everything we can to make it feel like Christmas here, with stocking stuffers and stockings and all the food, and it's still not the same. There's no way we can replace the family, but we can be the family that we are here. Like I tell my sons, I'm with my military family, and as soon as I'm done here, they can guarantee that I'll be back, with my family there. So Other than that, that's kind of a recap of what's going on. All of our missions are doing well. They're winding down. There's some things that are moving around, folks that are having to move back and forth. So if your soldier's affected by it, possibly a move to one location or another, obviously for security purposes, I can't tell you when those moves are being made or if they've already been made, what locations they're being moved to. I think depending on who's in the room, we still know that Sergeant Nazer, his wife, is very involved, and we know he's still up in Manas, and we look for them to come back, before we get ready to come home and start reintegrating and getting things taken care of. All the other soldiers we have out in different locations, they're doing well, and they're plugging into at those locations to make sure that they're getting taken care of. We also have chaplains at those locations, making sure that if there is something wrong or something happens, we can get that soldier out and back home. We had one. I think our newest birth was maybe yesterday, and that was Specialist Nimick and his wife have a little boy, and he is actually in the air right now. I can't give you many details of that, but I can just tell you that the baby's healthy and that's about all the details I can give you. But we're happy for him. We're happy to get him home. I know we've only not sent soldiers home for childbirth a couple of times, and it was just the way the mission and their actual mission and being mission critical, and then of course the Army only within regulations you can only do so much. So that's a good thing. So he has a December baby. That poor kid's, probably going to get robbed because his birthday's during Christmas time. But he's happy and he's on his way home. Is there any questions that you have, I guess, that I can answer from the family? That's kind of a recap on our end. I know that Sergeant Baker is here, and not that she can answer any medical questions or anything like that, but if you want a different perspective, I'll gladly hand the phone to Sergeant Baker. I know Sergeant Bohannon is also here because she missed talking to her family and seeing them last time. And so she is going to be here. So at the end of this call, if she needs to talk to her family, she can, if they're there, she can take a few minutes and talk to them as well. I didn't publicize this a lot because I wasn't sure whether we could make it happen with the... I know that Lieutenant Colonel Hannah asked me earlier today if I was opening it up. I said there's going to be a couple people in the office, but I didn't really open it up to all the soldiers. I know that I've seen Facebook posts, and I've heard folks talk about seeing their significant other and their loved ones via the iPhones and FaceTime. And I know that we just got a USO. The USO, basically, you can go into the USO almost at any time and pick up a phone and call directly back to the States for the holidays. So that's another plus. It was run by the MWR and funded by the Kuwaitis, and since the USO took over, and it's funded by, American-based corporations and companies and folks that give to the USO, that organization just went above and beyond making sure that soldiers can contact their families during the holidays. And we also have gotten in loads of phone cards so that if a soldier is sitting next to his phone in his office, he can use that phone and not only call home with a 15-minute phone card, but also a 60-minute phone card that we have. And I think we got probably 300 or 400 of those phone cards in. So if there's question of why families aren't calling home, I got a question of why, unless it's, they're doing the same thing every day and there's just nothing new to really talk about.